Major League Baseball set a new single-season record for home runs last night. Not sure how you celebrated. Might be the quietest 5,694 home runs we've ever seen. Fascination with the long ball is just not the same as it used to be. Remember Chicks Dig the Long Ball, and McGuire and Sosa, it was must-see TV. It's not the same. The former mark was set in 2000. We all know what happened after that. The steroid era sort of tainted our memory of that season and some seasons before and after that. I'm not sure if this year is in danger of the same kind of scrutiny. We kind of moved on. Used to be we attached these hallowed numbers, baseball. That's why we had a problem with Barry Bonds because, well, you had Roger Maris and Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron. They did it the right way. And then Barry Bonds did it whatever way he could come up with. And he did it better than anybody else did. Now, I think the rational sports fan knows that there's still PEDs in sports, not just baseball. You hope leagues are policing athletes, but we all know that players will cheat to get an edge. There's so much money to be made. That's why they do it. The price for baseball is a lack of hype. Individuals stand out. Stanton, Judge, Trout when he's healthy, Harper when he's healthy. In general, baseball finds itself in a middle ground. Fans still like home runs, but no one's going wild because the ball is flying out of the ballpark at a record pace. But you're looking at this, and I don't know what you make of it. Do I think that there's something different about the baseball? Yes, I do. Because a hitter and a pitcher both told me that there's something different about the baseball. Normally, pitchers will say, well, I can't grip the seams aren't high enough, therefore I can't, get breaking balls like I used to. Hitters will say, well, it doesn't feel like the way it used to. You're normally going to get that excuse. You'll get excuses. Not this year. Pitchers will say the seams aren't raised, the balls seem a little smaller, and hitters will say the same thing. But now all of a sudden we're supposed to believe this. Now, just apply logic to this. You're supposed to believe all of these batting coaches, all of these hitters have decided to change their swings for the launch angle. Everybody did it. Somehow everybody did it the same year. Change the launch angle. Okay. Now, if I'm Major League Baseball, yeah, go ahead, juice the ball. And I like when reached for comment, Major League Baseball said they've done nothing to the baseball this year. Really? Did you think I thought nobody was going to ask. Oh, you got me, Dan Patrick. You asked the question nobody was going to ask. Of course, we juice the ball. But they make it smaller. It's less drag, so then it gets out of the ballpark. But what happens now is it's not just Stanton homering or Judge homering. You've got a record number of guys who hit at least 20 home runs this year. I think you may have close to 60 guys who have hit at least 20 home runs this year. I don't know what any of it means. Are you going to the ballpark to see home runs? Plus, I do think that baseball is employing some pretty bad players. Guys who can do one thing, and that's hit a home run. They can't do anything else. And they're not even great at hitting home runs. The Rangers feel like they have a roster full of guys who just do this. But there have been numbers that have been run, and Sabre matricians are having a field day with this. I don't know if it matters at all. I don't know if you care about home runs anymore. I don't know if that's why you go to the ballpark. I don't think people are tuning out or not going to games because of home runs, but I don't know if you're tuning in because of home runs. And it used to be that you would. It doesn't hurt. Judge you would watch, but you're watching the Yankees. And Judge was a great story. He was the face of baseball in the first half of the season. And he was hitting, it's not just the home runs, but how far they were hitting the home runs. That's the new trend. Everybody's hitting home runs, but how many are hitting at 448 feet? We even have something that keeps track of how far these are hit. But I don't know if you care about that. And, pitchers have to still pitch. They still have to deal with this. And it's just part of the game. Now, do I think pitchers are still juicing? Yes, I do. Because, trust me, 10 years from now, we'll look back on this time and somebody will say, oh, do you know what they were using then? Because we may not know what they're using now. But if the difference between winning 10 games and 18 games is $10 million a year, it's no different than Wall Street. Somebody's looking for an edge. There's so much money, I'll cheat. Not everybody, but I do think that you're sort of, once you're in, it's a game of Twister. It's all messed up, all mixed up, And once you're in, you feel like you have to do it because everybody else is. And kids doing it in the minor leagues as well. Kids in the minor leagues, too, launch angle. I think they had a record number of home runs in the minor leagues this year. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody. Maybe just a coincidence that everybody learned the launch angle. I can't wait till next year. We're going to have 6,000 home runs this year. Who knows what we have next year when even more guys learn the launch angle.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.